And here we are, Beam's latest update, the Hiroshi update, Sunburst update, with the new skid pad. Well, skid track, really. So if you're like me, the very first thing that came to your mind when you heard and when you saw this new update coming is, I wonder how that drifts. So here with me we have my personal favorite config so far. I've tweaked this baby up and down, left and right, in all kinds of ways. And it is my best and most favorite to drift in. Then we'll compare this to the stock straight drift Hiroshi. We'll compare that to the new Pro Drift and a little special one that I made. I made this in 20 minutes. It's based off of the straight one. It's got a few knickknacks in there, but of course, in 20 minutes I didn't exactly own anything down, but I decided to give this a fair shake. So first and foremost, my favorite build to set up a benchmark, I guess, for the other two ones. Now, I used to absolutely hate drifting with the BX before the BX had an update. Lack of power, I thought it was unpredictable, all kinds of negative bullshit comment. But since we've been able to do this engine swap, honestly I really don't have anything to complain about. This is a massive improvement over what it was. A beautiful, beautiful build. Ah, I fucked it up. I'm not concentrating, for fuck's sake. I'm talking while I'm drifting. And if you know me, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of overpowered rides. I much rather have less power and be able to floor it. I think it's a lot more predictable and a lot more smooth. Let's try first person, if I'm not lagging too much. Well, I did say if I'm not lagging too much. So, I like my rides to look like shit. This one fits the bill, and it drives like a dream. Onto the street. Sunburst. I do love the mishmash. I didn't do anything. This is literally click the car, spawn it. I will say it sounds bitchin'. And I absolutely love the amount of power here. It's not too much, it's not too snappy, although clearly I need a bit more practice, but as far as I'm concerned, right power to weight ratio sounds good. Very important when you're flooring it all the time. It's very stable. It reminds me of the Pessima. The drift base, the base drift config for the Pessima and this are very similar. So if you like the Pessima, you're gonna like that. This Sunburst is just... I just needed a bit more power to go up there. A lot of the basic configs for drifting are not great. I wouldn't recommend, like, it would be hard for me to recommend them when I spent so much time tweaking them to fit my, I guess, style. Style being fuck around, hit the wall, slam shit in here and there. But you can just floor it, not have to care. Well, I tried. And I tried too hard over here too. All in all, great car. Easy to drift, easy to get the hang of. Probably needs a little bit of tuning to fit X, Y, and Z style, so if you prefer to go more in a certain way. All in all though, easy to pick up, easy to just have a blast with. I really like this thing. Really glad we had this update just for this. Also, I'm a sucker for wagons, so that just wins by default. And this one, by default, doesn't win points, because, man, sedans are just not as cool in my opinion. That being said, it sounds snappy. And it is snappy. Now the very first thing that I've noticed when I tried it just before recording was that it wasn't all-wheel drive. And I think that's a bit of a shame, because this is supposed to be a pro car, right? If it's gonna be a pro, if you went all the way, you put nitro skid in there, the whole shebang, but you took the fucking front drive? I don't know, man. I think you're missing the point on the Subi. I will say this is a lot snappier. It's a lot easier to lose control in this thing. Everything just happens that much faster. It requires a lot more attention. And frankly, that's not for me. I like to take it slow and just have a good time instead of really being or trying to be focused. And this car demands your attention. The big angle kit does help to compensate with just how quickly it's going. Shit. But it won't save you all the time. Does it feel right? I mean, it feels good. But for me, it's just too quick. It's not as fun as it could be. Requires a little bit too much of my input to get going where I want it to. Although this drift track is a shitload of fun. I was a bit sad when they removed the drift pad, well, the drift lines or the circuit lines in a parking lot up there, just out. I found that to be a bit of a weird decision. I was like, oh man, I really missed that. But, I think it's a fair trade. Losing the track on the parking lot for this with a lot more elevation and a lot more space. It's not, this car is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not for me. Although, yeah, yeah, that doesn't get old. And now, a bit of a personal config. So, the LDR on this thing is, it's based off of the other one over there, the street version. As you can tell, I only spent about 20 minutes on this, so I didn't really tune anything. I just slapped a few extra parts and moved a few things around. But the tuning has been the same, and I know I'm gonna have to address that at some point. I know I'm gonna have to edit that a bit, because it can't stay like that. It works, sure, but it's not the best. And if I want to have anything that can compete against my BX, I'm gonna have to tweak this. However, it's a good start. It's got less power than the street version, but more power than that version. And as you know, I'm not a fan of or putting a shit ton of power. But in this case, I didn't have much of a choice. So I went with stage 1 engine and stage 1 turbo. That's all I did. Well, that and all-wheel drive. Because if you're gonna be drifting like a pro, I don't know, man. Keep the fucking thing as it was. Because you can have a lot of fun on all-wheel drive. Oh, I nearly bugged it down. Admittedly, I would have loved to be able to have a V8 in this as well as the BX. Maybe I'll go out there and find myself a mod for that reason. Oh no, I broke a light. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the best all-wheel drive base. There's very few cars that I enjoy drifting in all-wheel drive and Beam. The only one that I would consider fun is the Cherrier or whatever. But it needs to have all of the power in there. It's really hard to manage. It essentially goes where it wants to go. Yeah, well, I just noticed the fucking overheat. Like I said, I'm keeping this pretty much like the other one, so I might have to upgrade the radiator. But if you're looking for an all-wheel drive drift platform, I would say this is about the best the game has to offer for now. So my final thoughts. The street drift is the better out of the two. It fits my style the best out of the two anyway. It is very comparable to the Drift Pessima. The other one out there, it's pretty unique. I don't think I can really compare it to anything. It's fun, it's snappy, but it's too snappy for my own taste. But the fact that we can use that to make an all-wheel drive one is just great. Very, very, very cool. Will I replace my BX? I'm not sure yet. This has the potential. It definitely does. I'm not sure if I'll replace a good old V8. But being able to do a few tricks in this that I can't do with the BX might convince me to make a swap. Let's see if I can go out there. I'm gonna try that right here. Yeah, it worked better than I thought it would. Yeah, this thing might convince me. Just need a radiator and a decent tune. Right now we're not doing hot. Actually, we're doing hot. Come to think of it. So that's it. If you were wondering how to drift, what's the drift verdict on these on this update, here you go. Like if you like, subscribe if you want more, share if you feel like it, or don't. I don't care, man. You go out there, you do what you want. I will be back to Beam, and I'll be back to grinding the career mode. But for now, I'm going. I hope you enjoyed this, I don't know, ramble.